Welcome, my future millionaires. This is Hustle a Million, and I'm your host, Joshua Minot. As you can see, we've got a completely different setup today, as I'm excited to bring you a special edition episode where I'm going to talk all things sneakers. So this is for my sneaker enthusiasts and aficionados, and this is even for the person who wants to break into possibly a new niche to make some additional money. So today I'm going to talk about all things kicks and how you can turn a pair of sneakers into some cold hard cash. Without further ado, guys, let's get it. So as many of you guys know, I started actually selling sneakers approximately 13 years ago, and since I began, I've never looked back. It's been a wild ride, guys. And so what I want to do today is I want to share with you some of my tips and tricks on how I've been able to turn $1,700 into millions of dollars. So the first thing you guys need to understand is to succeed in the sneaker market, you actually need to understand the sneaker community. You need to be at the heart of what's going on, what's hot, what's not, what's going up, what's coming down, so that you can make the right choices on what product to purchase that you know is going to ultimately sell and make you some money. So for me personally, guys, I like to split sneakers into two different categories, kind of like stocks. You've got my short-term positions. These are sneakers that I identify that are quick flips and they're probably not going to go up in value. And then you've got inventory like this, which is my long-term positions, things that I've actually identified that if I buy them and then hold on to them for a specific amount of time, they'll just increase in value. So I guess you could kind of say I'm like a Warren Buffett of sneakers. Yeah, seriously. So my short-term positions are just like they sound, guys. They're actually shoes that may come out and I can make a little bit of money on the front end. Maybe it's 20, 30, 40, or 50 bucks, but I'm trying to get rid of this inventory immediately because I do not feel like it's gonna hold value long-term, or the value might even drop if I don't get rid of it fast enough. So again, these are short-term positions. Buy them on release date or whenever I see that there's a value and get rid of them as quick as possible. Now my long-term positions, guys, is just what you see here. These are sneakers that I've identified that will likely go up in value in time. And so I buy them, hold them, maybe hold on to them for 6 months, a year, sometimes even 2 years, and let the value increase. Now, once I feel as though the value has reached possibly max dollars, that's when I'll go ahead and sell my inventory. Now, in order to do long-term holds successfully, you've really got to be in tune with the market, guys. So I'm going to show you a few tips and tricks that I myself use in order to identify when the right time to sell any of my inventory is. Now, before we get into all that, I'm going to show you how to identify any sneaker that's worth your time that actually can be flipped into some additional money. So the number one brands that you're likely going to be able to resell, guys, is going to be Nike, Jordan, and Adidas. Well, that's when Adidas had Yeezy. Maybe not so much anymore. So Nike and Jordan. Well, obviously, guys, not every Nike and Jordan product is worth reselling. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually guide you on some places where you can actually go do some research to see exactly what's good inventory to purchase and flip and make yourself some money. Now, one of the first places you guys can actually come and do some research on Jordans, guys, is eBay. What you can do is just type in Jordan Retro in the search box. And then what I can do is then scroll all the way down here and you just go to sold items. Okay, and what this is going to do is it's actually going to filter all of the sold items for Jordans, and so you can actually see what the latest things that sold are and also what they sold for, and this will help you determine what exactly are people paying for some of these Jordans. Now, as I'm scrolling through, guys, I'm seeing a lot of used Jordans that are being currently sold on eBay. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to slap on another filter. We're going to check new with box, since that's the type of sneaker we're looking to obtain to sell. And then also I'm going to put on an additional filter. Right down here we have authenticity guarantee. Just so you guys are aware, eBay had a big issue with fake sneakers being sold on their platform. And so now they offer an authenticity guarantee. That way you know that you're purchasing an authentic product. And so we want to make sure we actually put that filter on so we're comparing apples to apples, guys, because we're only going to be selling authentic sneakers. So now that we've got those filters sorted, guys, let's just go ahead and take a look at what we can see. Right here, we've got a new Jordan Retro 4 Fire Red that actually was sold today. Now this shoe came out in 2020, guys. And if my memory serves me correctly, this shoe was actually $190 plus tax at the store. And so if you take in consideration that eBay charges 15% to sell these sneakers on their platform, you minus that out of $415 that the buyer paid, that leaves you with about $148 in profit if you had to attain these shoes at the actual box price, okay? Now, in terms of percentage, that's about a 72% increase in value since these shoes were debuted. Now, if we're comparing this with something like the stock market, guys, a good year for the market is about a 7 to 10% return on investment. And as you can see in this example, this person was able to obtain 72% over a 3-year period. But if you actually look closer, I know for a fact that these particular shoes reached that value a little over a year ago. So this person actually held on to this shoe a little longer than what he should have. And that's when knowing when to sell inventory is very crucial to maximize your profits. Now, the number one website that people use currently, guys, to evaluate sneakers is Stockx. Now, Stockx was created a few years ago out of an issue that eBay created. Remember when I told you that eBay actually used to have an issue with selling fake sneakers? Well, that's where Stockx actually came into place. Stockx actually serves as a middleman to transactions between a buyer and a seller. Essentially, when a buyer purchases a product, that product then gets shipped from the seller directly to Stockx, and then Stockx can authenticate the shoe before it ships it on to the buyer. And then they charge a fee on both ends. So their whole reason for existence is to make sure that the transaction is a good one for both the buyer and the seller. The seller knows that they're actually going to get paid as long as they actually send an authentic product. And the buyer is also supposed to feel comfortable knowing that they received an authentic product and not a fake. Now, as we scroll through, guys, StockX actually categorizes their sneakers. And as we can see, we can come down to trending sneakers. So these are all sneakers that people are currently buying in large volume. As you can actually see down below, it actually even tells you how many pairs of sneakers have been actually sold on the platform for that particular model. We can just click see all and see what pops up. And so at this point, guys, it's kind of in black and white. All you need to do is just scroll down and actually go through these sneakers and see what people are actually paying for the sneakers. And StockX, as a matter of fact, will also actually let you know what the retail box price of the sneaker is. So I'm going to click on this Retro 3 White Cement Reimagine. Now, at the time of this recording, this shoe actually hasn't come out yet. It actually doesn't release for another few days. But as you can see, it actually has plenty of information on it. The retail price of this shoe is $210 plus tax, comes out on March 11th. But as we scroll up, we can actually see exactly how many sales of this shoe have currently come in and what the price of that is. So as you can see, guys, these things are selling every few minutes, and this is only size 10.5. But as we can see here, this is actually the sale price of the shoe. And if we remember again that I just showed you, this shoe actually will only cost $210 at the store. It hasn't come out yet. So this will be a clear indication that this is a shoe that you may want to obtain. Now, as I stated earlier, guys, one of the things you'll want to be able to do is to identify trends within the sneakers. And so that will actually help you determine whether or not the shoe is going to be a short-term quick flip, or if you want to do a long-term buy and hold and add it to inventory. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to dig deeper into this Retro 3 Imagine to see whether or not we're going to do a quick flip on it, or if we're going to add it to inventory and attempt to extract a larger percentage of profit over time.
Now what we're going to do is we're going to come back over here to Stockx and we're going to look up other Jordan 3s that have come out recently. And we're looking for colorways that are similar to the one that actually came out initially. Now, as you can see, if you just type in Jordan 3, there are a ton of different colors that have come out here recently that StockX shows you. And you can go through and see exactly what the resale prices of those are in comparison to what the actual retail price is, or what it was when it actually originally debuted. For the sake of actually this video, I'm going to fast forward us right to the actual real comparison for the Reimagine, which is just Jordan 3 88. Now let's go ahead and click on this Retro 3 88 to see exactly what information it gives us. As you can see, this particular shoe came out in 2013, guys. It's called the Dunk Contest because Michael Jordan actually wore this shoe in a dunk contest. And so as you can see, if we come over here, we can actually pull down the chart and see what this shoe is now going for today. And look at that. It's going from anywhere between around 600 to 800, almost 900 bucks, depending on what size you have available. Now, keep in mind, guys, as we remember, this shoe is 10 years old. So that's a long time to actually hold a shoe. However, we can still see that if you still had a pair of these, that'd be a pretty significant increase in value over that time frame, as this shoe originally debuted at $200 back in 2013. Now, because I know it exists, guys, I'm going to give us another comparison. I just typed in Retro 3 free throw line, and as you can see, this is another variation of that Retro 3 88. This one just came with an icy blue bottom, and if we scroll down here, we can see that this actually came out here more recently in 2018. But if we come back up here and let's see exactly what the prices are currently at, we can see that the prices are currently in the between $500 to $600. So again, a significant increase in value over that time frame.
So as you can see, guys, based on our research, this looks like it's going to be a really good buy and hold, and that the value will increase in time. And if you can't hold on to products, guys, if you're just starting out, don't worry about it. Sell whatever you need to do and extract that money immediately. And that way you can just roll the money into the next product. And as you build this business out or this hustle out, it will allow you to actually hold more inventory over time. And maybe you can split the inventory up where maybe you sell a few pairs immediately and you hold on to a few pairs and see if they actually increase in value over time. So now that we've identified a shoe that we can flip, how do we obtain that shoe? This is going to be the hardest part of the process, guys, as different stores have different rules of how they roll out exclusive products and shoe releases. Now, first and foremost, guys, you'll need to identify what stores in your particular city might actually release these sneakers. So first, the big box stores like Foot Locker, Champs, JD Sports is just to name a few. All of these stores actually have apps. So what I would tell you to do is go download their apps, and they'll actually have a release calendar that'll show all of the sneakers that'll be released and on what days. That way you can keep them in line. Now you'll also want to go download the Sneakers app. That's actually Nike's app where you can order from them directly. So go download it, and actually you can click on notify for the sneakers that you think have potential to resell, and Nike will send you notifications before that shoe releases in order for you to be able to try to obtain that sneaker. Now I will say, guys, trying to win a pair of sneakers on Nike's app can be very challenging. You're probably lucky to just win a few pairs a year, but right now we're looking at the power of numbers, guys. The more entries you have at all of these different locations, the more likely it is that you're able to obtain a pair of these sneakers to actually resell. Now also, guys, you'll want to check your city to see if you guys have any sneaker boutiques. These are like mom and pop stores, so they're a lot less larger than the big box retailers, but they also obtain some of these limited sneakers. And so see exactly what you have available in your city, as this presents another opportunity for you to put yourself in position to obtain some limited sneakers so you can make some money.
Now, once you've obtained some sneakers, guys, you can head back on over to eBay to go ahead and list it for sale, or goat.com, or even Stockx. In all of these websites, you can sign up for free, and they will go ahead and walk you through exactly how to list the product on their platform for sale. And when you list them, they'll even actually let you know exactly what your payout's going to be based on your sale price that you selected. So go ahead, sign up for all three of these, guys, and get started. Now, I know I told you guys earlier I was going to give you a tip on how you determine whether or not something is ready to sell that you have in your inventory. And here's how I would do that, guys. I'm gonna just take a look at the Reimagine here, and I'm gonna go to view sales. Now again, this is sorted just by 10 and a half, but as we can see, this is selling every few minutes, guys. So keep in mind that let's say I had a few pairs of these in 10 and a half, I could rest assured that if I listed those pairs for sale right now within these sale prices, more than likely my shoe is gonna sell pretty fast. So it's pretty liquid and easy to get cashed out. But if we look at the Retro 388s from back in 2013, guys, and we look at its sales, we'll notice that, yes, this shoe is selling for anywhere between $600 to $700, but look at the sale dates now, guys. These are really spread apart. They're only one selling per month for the size 10 and a half. So this is no longer as easy to get rid of as the previous example. And so that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for once that slows down. So once these sales start to come in a little bit slower, that's when it's time to pull the trigger and get rid of that inventory.
So that's all for today, guys. I know we've covered a lot of information in a short period of time. So if you have any questions, make sure you drop me a line down below in the comment section and I'll be sure to address it. I may even make another video concerning your questions just so that everybody's on the same page. If you haven't already done so, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you can join this community on this journey where I'll guide us to your financial freedom. Thank you for all the support, and until next time, guys, see ya.